right, guys, one of my favorite people to speak to. He is a cornerstone here at Submission Radio, former Strikeforce, UFC champ, multiple Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champ. Of course, he does the Jackson podcast. What can't he do? The one and only the man, Luke Rockhold, is back in the house after a fresh sparring session, mind you. Luke, welcome back to the program.
Yep, gotta stay fresh, you know. I had to come and clean off, shake off the bird shit from my run before.
Bro, so you're still training as hard as ever. We were just having a quick look at the sparring video. I just want to share it here. You were just in the gym. Look at this, man. It's like prime time Luke Rockhold. You're looking so sharp here, brother.
I feel good, man. I don't shy away from try to get in there as much as I can. I like the test of life. I think it's like now that, you know, I'm getting older, it's just more of a challenge, and that just kind of excites me even more.
Yeah, dude, you look great.
By the way, I like to fight.
Shout out to the guy that you were sparring. Who's that? You were mentioning he's like a champ in Muay Thai.
Max is like a Muay Thai, tough fucking dude, man. He's a
right.
I brought to
you look great. And by the way, that's a Cheeto's new gym, right? So shout out to Cheeto on the new gym. That's pretty cool that he's able to do that as well, right?
Yeah, it's a cool little gym. It's nice access. We got a lot of gyms around there, but there's something about the gym. It just brings in good energy and, you know, focus. And it's just our tight little pack.
Hey, by the way, I got to ask about this whole GFL thing, man. What the hell is happening here? I thought you were going to fight for like Team Dubai. Then they moved you over to Team LA, I think. And then they canceled their shows. And now we're in this weird limbo. What have you heard? And what's your reaction to the shit show that's happening with the GFL?
We always were skeptic, and that's why I got paid from the start. You know, I mean, the whole thing just to be associated with it. I was getting.
So they gave you a guarantee before the fight even happened, so you could be.
Well, I mean, no, I was getting a nice monthly paycheck.
Okay.
I'm like there was a few of us that were smart enough to dial that in for ourselves. I didn't hold on to the fact that I would be fighting. Really, I tried to do as little as believing in that process as possible. A lot of people else, I mean, there's some fucking paychecks, man. These guys, some of the paychecks they were giving out to some of the people, you just knew that they weren't going to make it far. I mean, this guy was playing 7-figure paychecks to people that haven't never seen that in their life and weren't ever champions. It's just like, you can't, it wouldn't be sustainable practice. So I was just, I was hoping we get one event in, but looks like the market, everything crashed and the backer pulled out.
Why do you think he's throwing such big money at people knowing that it's like, why do you think that is? Because that's, like he said, that's wild, right? Like 7-figure paychecks for guys that were never champions. Like, what do you think the actual thing was? What was actually happening?
Yeah, I mean, I think there was a hope and a want, you know, to really make it believe. And I think he had a backer that was probably gave him some thing. And then maybe I'm not sure where the backer came from. But, I mean, there's a massive crash in the crypto market. And when money like that is funny money, and maybe that had some process with it. And the carpet was pulled out.
So have you heard anything from them since? Like, are you still in talks to be a part of something, or is it basically over?
I've given. I didn't have all the faith in it in the beginning, and I'm just maybe there's a world where it could come back, but I'm not holding on to that. I'm just, you know, I've been enjoying training and getting back into the game, and I'm working with a lot of people, and so it's fun to get, you know, to train.
So tell me, man, like, are you looking at potentially returning? Have you spoken to anybody else? Is there somewhere you'd like to potentially fight again?
I'm talking to quite a few options right now, whether it's boxing or whether it's fighting. I think that's the most logical thing. I'm kind of putting my hand down on at the grappling aspect of things and just kind of focused on what I really want to do is either box or not bare knuckle boxing, but boxing or MMA fighting. I know RIZIN has got some interesting things coming at the end of the year. So, I mean, there's credible guys up there, and guy I've always wanted to fight, maybe Gegard Mousasi. There's a couple sexy names that I've never fought in Japan. You know, there's interesting avenues. You know, who knows? Who knows? I mean, I'm not opposed to any avenue really right now. I just want to find the right one, and I want to just keep getting better. I mean, it's fun for me for training right now, and I'm getting better than I've ever been. I feel like as long as I can get my cardiovascular system up to par. I've been running a lot, doing a lot of zone 2 work. I had a pretty bad scare. I had the influenza A through the fires in LA, and then I got a sinus infection, and I got what led to an eye infection like right after my Bisbing interview. I swear to God, I'm making fun of Bisbing. Making fun of Bisbing, and then a few days later, the fires popped off in LA, and I got sick, and then sinus infection. I had a deviated septum, so I guess like my nose wouldn't drain, and so my eye blew up. I got admitted to the hospital. I was in the hospital for like 5 days, emergency room. They let me out. The infection came back. I was on. I had like a nurse on IV antibiotics at home. I went and had surgery. It was a pretty devastating thing. Like I had a lot going on, and then it's like 7 weeks on antibiotics. And then I did a 7-day water fast. After all that, I just knew my body was just kind of destroyed, and so I literally just water, nothing else, no other bullshit, no black coffee. All these people cheat the system, but you know, you do this shit right, you can reset so many things in your body. And I did the whole reset, and then I got on a program right after that, about 3 weeks, just consistent programming. And then I met up with Game Day. Like I've been working with them a little bit and just getting my understanding. And I went in and got a test with them, and I was feeling great. My natural testosterone was at like 903 after having horrible readings like back in the day, all natty, 903, and just pop it off. And you know, I'm it's a great time right now, and I'm pumping even further. I'm just enjoying the process.
So when you were in bed in hospital, right, and you got all this stuff connected to you, like sometimes when that happens to us, we think about certain things. What was going on in your mind? Like you're an active guy, you love to be out there. It must have sort of put things into perspective a little bit for you, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was the hospital, and being, what the scary thing was, being let out of the hospital and the infection coming back to my eye,
Mm.
and it was continued to shut, and it just wouldn't go away, and I was on tons of antibiotics, and that was the scary thing. It was just like it just never would go away. And then I got the surgery, and even, I swear to God, even after the surgery, I still felt like some weird stuff. And like they went in there and cleaned the whole thing out, sucked all the pus out, and realigned my septum. Unfortunately, wow, they didn't straighten my nose, but you know, they got my septum straight. I don't know that Vanderlei Silva story. They just got my septum fixed, but all of a sudden your whole face got changed. My shit's still fucked up, so I don't know how that works. But yeah, the scary thing is it wasn't going away, and then I was on the antibiotics, and in the middle of the IV antibiotics, when I was at home after the surgery, I was like, fuck this, I'm gonna start this fast and just try to suck the poison or whatever the fuck it was out of my body. And you know, even doing antibiotics, I still didn't eat anything, just drank water, and through that process, I reset so many things in my body and cleared my head and the infection that was in my eye, apparently.
Mm. I know right now you're looking great. You're ready to sort of maybe commit to a fight. Would you ever think about coming back to the UFC? Like, has that ever crossed your mind?
I don't have anything opposed to the UFC. I wouldn't mind a return. There's a number of guys that I think are very fun fights. I've done a lot of training with Drika Super C, so I know Sean Strickland is a guy that I've always wanted to fucking fight. No, not really a big fan. This kid Bo Nickal is it's pretty pathetic. Talking a big game he was, but he was looking for a way out from the first round on. The kid just needs to shut up. But I think Bo just quit like a little bitch. It was kind of pathetic to see a kid talk all this game and be as steeped as an American wrestler that he is. But there's such thing as competitors. Wrestlers can be competitors, but they cannot be fighters all the time. And this kid is not a fighter. He's a competitor. And he's really a pussy at heart.
What kind of advice would you have for him, you reckon? Do you reckon he could come back, get it all together, and get back into that top 15? Or you think this could be a sign of sort of the things to come for him in this run?
Grow a pair, a little redheaded stepchild. Have it. He doesn't have it. He ain't going to have it. You know, even if he's stuck to wrestling, he doesn't have the wherewithal on the ground to put people away. You know, at the degree of the top is different.
Mm. What do you make of RDR? Do you think that he can make a run at the top? He had an incredible performance, right, against Bo?
Yeah. I mean, he's tough. Incredible performance. It was good. It was a good performance. The guy's very tough for sure. I think we'll see what he's all about, but I think he's got like a little off rhythm kind of thing that is tough. You know, some guys are hard to pick up like that. Obviously, Drekus makes it work. They'd be an interesting matchup together for sure. I saw he wanted to call out Strickland. It's another interesting matchup for him. I'd like to see that.
Hey guys, I just want to take a quick moment to thank my sponsor, Manscaped, who has been a sponsor here at Submission Radio for a really, really long time. Did you guys know that without sponsors, this program would basically not exist? There's all sorts of costs and things that go into me keeping this thing alive. So I appreciate you guys supporting our sponsors, and Manscaped is a very special one. I want to talk to you guys about one of their hottest things happening right now, and that is, of course, the Beard and Balls Bundle. That features the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra and the Beard Hedger. Those are the two prime things I love to use. Keep those balls smooth with the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra. It's perfect to take with you wherever you go. And if you want to keep your beard at a perfect length, the Beard Hedger is really the only tool for the job. By the way, you guys have your customizable trimming, your dual blade system, you got skin safe technology, you got long lasting power. I don't have to tell you about the waterproof design, the precision lighting. It's all in one grooming, and you guys can get 20% off right now at Manscaped. That's 20% off right now at Manscaped with the code word submission, and you get free shipping today. But most importantly, don't forget, when you purchase with this code, you're ensuring that there will be more Submission Radio in the future. So please go on to Manscaped right now. Purchase with the code word submission. They have amazing products. They've got all sorts of creams and lotions, and they've also got the most comfortable underwear you could ever purchase. Just a plethora of things. Go on there, use the code word submission, free shipping, and you guys support this program. How much better can it get? Support yourself and support this show with the code word Manscaped. Let me ask you this, dude. Obviously, we've got the big welterweight fight coming up this weekend between Bilal and JDM. What do you think? Do you think that this is the point where we see Islam move up and fight at 170, depending on what happens this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, Islam come up. I really like the Islam and Taporia fight is probably the sexiest fight in the company, I think, right now, for me. Mm-hmm. That and John Jones and the big boy. But that's a pretty fucking amazing fight. I'd hate to see that not happen, come to fruition. But I mean, we'll see. The Jack's fucking talented. I'm looking forward to this weekend. I want to see what he's got. You know, it's a good test in front of him. A guy that just doesn't quit. Bilal doesn't even make sense sometimes. He just wins.
How do you think Islam would do at 170? Do you think he'd have the same kind of domination at 170 like he did at 155?
I mean, he's not going to dominate that way, but I'm sure he's bigger, he's stronger. It's been a long time since I've had a chance to train with him, and we all grow, and we all, grow in so many ways. So I think he matches up really well with these guys. You know, he's got to put on the muscle and bulk up some bit, but I mean, I used to mess with Islam back in the day when I fought Machida. I would bring him in for my fourth and my fifth round of sparring and stuff like that. And so he was not easy to work with. I mean, he was a game back then, and he's only grown in so many ways now.
Dude, that fight, by the way, was that was 2015. April 19th. Isn't that crazy how quickly time flies?
The Prudential Center, New Jersey, going back.
People don't realize, man, you were destroying people. You submitted Machida in the second round. It was one of those fights that go back and watch. It was a great fight. So many epic fights in your run, man. Do you have a favorite?
I mean, at the time, there's different fights, of course. Beating Weidman was pretty cool, but it wasn't my favorite fight. You know, when your head's right and you're just completely focused, it's pretty special. And like the one in Australia versus Bisping, I was just so sharp. Costa Philippou was like, I was just the mentality you have in certain fights, and how centered you are, and how slow, and how perfect those fights become. You know, it's those are the ones that are cool. And then there's like just crazy ones that, like, I fought Jacare. Jacare was just like, I was 19 months off the shelf as a kid, never been out of the first round, fighting for a world championship, and just, you know, stepping into an arena that was not, you know, was so foreign to me. And I got rocked right off the bat, and I just went on autopilot and just refused to lose. And that was just a massive moment in my life to conquer that fight. And if things were blended and things were different, I mean, most of us in Strikeforce came in and just run it. I lost to Vitor Belfort in Brazil, which was somewhat suspect. But you know,
people need to look at photos of Vitor Belfort when you fought him.
Yeah, I mean, I got caught with a spinning back kick, and it was like I went in there with so much emotion too, as well. You know, you can't fight like that. And I was like, I felt disrespected. I had to go to Brazil. I heard this I knew I was feeling the mutant of Vitor. Like, you're walking in, you're like, you just, the whole week you seeing this guy's just like fucking veins pop out of his head, and they're screaming, "Kill the American," and pounding on this cement stadium in the middle of fucking nowhere, South Brazil. I felt disrespected, and I went in there with like just pissed off. And you don't fight good, but that loss really kind of raised me to another level.
A couple of other big wins there. Like, I loved your win over Costas Philippou, the body kick. I love the Tim Bosch inverted triangle Kimura. Like, people need to go back and watch some of this stuff, man. You had so many great wins. One of the fights I wish you had was Anderson Silva, right? Like, that's a fight that would have been sick to see when you guys were both doing your thing.
Yeah, no, Anderson would have been a fucking great fight. I think that he was calling for the fight, I believe, when I was Strikeforce and trying to come over, and it didn't come to be, and they made me go fight Vitor. So I wanted that fight. He wanted that fight, but sometimes the people don't see it the way we want to see it.
All right, man. Well, listen, I'm excited to see that you're healthy, right? You never know. Maybe we can still get some of these fun. Imagine like you and Vitor Belfort do a rematch today. That would be kind of a fun one. And RIZIN, that could be something. Or you and Anderson in Japan, that could be fun. You know, something like that. I'd love to see something like that, man. I
love that. I mean, boxing.
Yeah. Darren Till, Misfits Boxing. What about you and Darren Till, Misfits Boxing?
Yeah, I'm open. I'm open to these things. They just got to make that we got approaching things right, and just really building up, getting the body right. Like I said, I've been through a lot, and I'm getting better and better by the day. And I'll find the right fight and build into it.
Perfect, brother. All right. Well, I'm happy you're on the mend. You're looking healthy. You're looking great in that sparring. We can't wait to see what happens next. What else can we keep an eye on you on? What else is coming up?
We're moving and shaking. I got all kinds of stuff. I'm working with Game Day about building out this men's health community of things. There's a lot of avenues. I'm not taking too much right now. Just BPC 157 and some glutathione, doing some vitamin things. But I'm building this platform with them worldwide, and protein candy, dog. All the healthiest things in life.
Wait to see what's next. Luke Rockhold, thank you so much for joining me, man.
Thank you, guys.